Hello everybody, and welcome to this video. As I said in the last video, this is going to be a review, well, my personal review of Renegades so far, with a little bit of how weapons, well, my favorite weapons at least. These don't include the dungeon weapons, they include two weapons that are new. The lightsaber and the SMG. Well, the SMG called Fast Talker. Technically, if you want to get technical, it's called the M17 Fast Talker. But regardless, we're going to be talking about that SMG in this first part, and then the lightsaber, and then I guess general stuff in between. But yeah, as you can see on screen right now, there's the SMG. This is the personal SMG that I've used. It's pretty good. Admittedly, you might not see it in content like this. Mostly because of how it scales. Well, how power level scales in this activity. Which, it goes from, I believe, normal enemies to them having swords to them having skulls. Which means, I'm pretty sure it means you're on par for the first bit. You're like, you're 10, 20 under when they have swords, and then you're 30, 40 under when they have skulls. But the skulls one isn't until the final bit. Which, yeah, it's not that important, but it's also like, I don't like. I have. Yeah, see, they have swords now, so you'd be 10, 20 under. I don't remember fully what it exactly is, but I know it's at least 10, 20 under. But regardless, the SMG, you'll see it shine against specifically these targets, the ones that have the swords. You won't see it shine against anyone with skulls because primary weapons, I'm not gonna lie, right now, against enemies that are 40 over you, primary weapons kind of suck. Well, they always suck against any high HP target, but especially. You can see right now, if you look at the bottom left of your screen to the ammo meter, you'll see I'm not fully letting the heat go down. And that's because of the perk that you had saw earlier called thermal automation. Obviously, if you play Destiny, you'll know what that perk is, sort of. Well, as long as you play in the current sandbox of Destiny. If you haven't played in a while, basically what it does is when you're at high heat, I found out personally it's 50%. Once you hit 50% of 50% of heat, the enemies basically explode. It's like Firefly in a way, except for it doesn't require precision hits to trigger the explosion. It's a stasis explosion too, so obviously it's far different than Firefly. The crossbow, I'll talk about it in another video. The GL, it's just a reissued one, so we don't need to talk about that here. Ooh, exotic. But yeah, the SMG has a few good perks. I don't have them up right now. I have the sight on my PC right now, but I don't have it on the second monitor, so actually I could do that right now for you guys. There are a couple good perk combinations on this SMG, at least in my opinion. You have you have Killing Wind, you have Demolitionist, and then either stats for all our cooling baubles with crystallized corpse bloom, obviously thermal thermal automation, which is the perk I was talking about earlier. And then Master of Arms or Sword Logic. But personally, what I would go for on this SMG, just me personally, is Demolitionist, Killing Wind, and honestly, probably Stats Brawl. Either Stats Brawl or Cooling Baubles. Because Cooling Baubles decreases heat on Orb of Power pickup or Elemental, whatever pickup. Elemental pickup, I guess. And then it's just like Crystallized Corpse Bloom, Master of Arms, and thermal automation all work in tandem with that. So, yeah. Those are the perks I would personally look for on this. There isn't many good ones on at least this weapon, because the rest of them are either PvP or just on there because Bungie can't make a good SMG. I have seriously enjoyed my time with this SMG. Granted, it's not an upgraded SMG, so it's not the best one you can have, much less it only has the 2 perks that you guys saw that aren't good either. But hey, it is what it is. You have to just take it. You just have to take it at that point. But as you can see, the SMG is starting to slightly struggle a bit with killing a single target, which is kind of the reason I don't like content that scales with you. Like, well, okay, this isn't a good example because that's a boss. Well, boss. But, well, okay, right now it's not struggling as much as I thought it was, but it will struggle once you get to stables. Once you get to harder content. But I guess we could talk about while we wait for it to get to harder content, we can talk about my feelings on this activity. I don't know what to call it. I guess Renegade jobs, like they called it in the stream. The Renegade jobs are definitely unique. Honestly, they're some of the most fun I've had in D2 since Onslaught, really. The activity is so unique and fun, and it doesn't stay the same every time. Obviously, you have the chance of getting similar objectives, but there's obviously differences. Like, you can get the same ones and then 2 different ones. So like you get one same one in 2 different ones, or vice versa. You can get you can get 2 of the similar ones and 1 new one, or whatever. It's just unique, and it feels like it's an onslaught. It feels like it's onslaught, but slightly tuned for this new difficulty. Although if I had one complaint, it's that Bungie, please swap primary weapons because they suck against they still suck against red bars. Specifically ones that are skulls, they suck against them. But I don't think Bungie's been in office this year yet, as of recording this at least. By the time you see this, they may have updated the game. I'm not sure because I'm recording this on the 11th, and I'm assuming they come back on the 13th. And you won't see this video until the 14th. So yeah, I'm assuming if they haven't come back with an update, I'm assuming they probably won't be back until next week, which is probably Adventures Week, I think. I'm not sure. Whatever. That's a different game entirely, but yeah. What else? The Renegade abilities are amazing. Like, I have 2 that I primarily use, which is Revitalize and the Vex Deflector Shield, you might see it later in action better later. But actually, you're about to see it in action right here. Well, give it like a minute or two, but you'll see it in action. But let's talk about those abilities that I mentioned. Revitalize, heal at max level. It heals a good amount. I think it's roughly 25 to 50. Well, 15 to 25% of your health. I'm not fully sure because I obviously don't test it. It's not really an area to test that in unless you want to waste your Renegade ability. I don't. Which actually, those little Renegade crates that you just saw earlier that I was near, the like prismatic-esque ones, those prismatic, you just saw, I think you just saw it right there. But the Renegade chests, they give two of your charges back, I believe, per ability. If it's obviously if it has 4 uses, it gives 2 back. But if it's like one of those ones that has like 1 use, it'll just give the 1 use back. But here's the Deflector Shield and here's the Revitalize. The Deflector Shield deflects all attacks, everything. Even the Briggs Annihilation Blast. I'm pretty sure it also reflects the airstrikes that you can get in this. Where it's just like, oh yeah, you need to disable the detector. It deflects those as well, I'm pretty sure. It deflects a lot. And it also blinds and I think it blinds. But I'm pretty sure it does jolt any enemies that come into it or go through it. I'm pretty sure it does blind them as well, but don't quote me on that one because I don't know fully. And then Revitalize, it just gives you a shitload of ability energy, super energy, and healing. Which obviously in this type of content, it's really powerful because of how strong the stuff gets. And that's partially the reason why I feel like this is probably the most balanced content that we have. Solely on the fact that Revitalize, that you have the Renegade ability to supplement your own abilities. Meaning enemies that have skulls don't really matter as much as if they would normally. Which, in this day and age, with how Bungie's trying to bring back Challenge of Destiny 2, is probably worth a lot more. Like, see, it's just spam ability with Revitalize up. One of the problems I do have with the Vex Deflect is that enemies inside it can destroy it, especially if they're up close like this. Like you see in the footage, which is upsetting, but to be fair, it makes it balanced. And I believe that's just how Bubble should work. Titan Bubble, sorry, to be more specific. That should be how Titan Bubble works. You should be able to shoot through it, at least in PvE. You should be able to shoot through it natively in PvE. In PvP, I know there's a problem with that, with like, oh yeah, people are just gonna sit in the bubble and do that. But it's just like, I don't know, actually. I hate PvP for multiple reasons. I guess maybe just make bubble weaker in PvP if they are able to shoot through it or something. I don't know. Like, okay, here's what I was talking about earlier. Yep. Reflects the Briggs Annihilation Blast. I think I show it. Yep, there it is. It completely reflects it, which makes this really powerful. And one of the reasons why I like it. And why this is how Bubble should work. but it's just like, that's not how it works. I also said this in the Destiny Rising video, comparing the two, because it's just how bubble should work. Like, it makes sense. Why would you? I don't know. I'm not even. Yeah, see these chests, they give 2 renegade abilities back for. And here's where it's gonna start struggling. Here's where the SMG is gonna start struggling a little more. Once we hit this harder content. Because it's a primary weapon. Special weapons still obviously do decent. And heavy weapons, they're always gonna do well. But here it goes. Can't see the skulls. Yep. And you could attribute that to me just missing shots, obviously. But it's so hard to say for sure. Due to the nature of this content, the chaotic nature of this content. Like, my abilities are doing most of the damage here at this point. But yeah, like I said, you're pretty much 30, 40 under at this point. Which means your weapons probably won't be doing all that much. And if you have your stats over 100, they'll probably be doing a little more than your weapons. The crazy thing is, I'm pretty sure I have my weapon stat decently high on Warlock, too. And my primary weapon's still doing just that much, which is kind of pathetic. Like, yeah, it kills them, but it takes so much longer to kill. I don't... If you left it up to my opinion, I believe that primary weapons just shouldn't have that slow TTK on red bars or yellow orange bars. Basically just minor enemies, or I guess mob enemies or whatever. But here, spamming the coins again. I think that's one of my favorite parts about Renegades is that the coin ding. I just love it. Prismatic. This is why I'm a prismatic warlock. But this is about the end of the SMG talk. This is one of my favorite weapons. Next to the hand cannon, obviously, but this is one of my favorite weapons. It's slightly better than the hand cannon. Well, it has a slightly better time to kill than the hand cannon, which is why I'm talking about it here instead of talking about the hand cannon. The hand cannon won't be mentioned in this video because I didn't get footage of it because it's rough. You might see it here. Never mind. I thought I went into my inventory, but clearly I didn't. Well, I thought I went over to my kinetic weapons, but clearly I didn't. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the lightsaber. And as you can see in the footage right here, I'm gonna go through.
Let their allies know it was you.
Okay, never mind. Okay, whatever. That doesn't matter. But the lightsaber obviously has multiple colors and all that. I don't know why I just had that footage in here, but whatever. I'm already pretty much done with editing, so that was supposed to be showcasing all the colors and all the customization you can do with the lightsaber, but clearly it didn't, so I'll probably throw a clip up, or I don't know. I'll try and cover it, I guess. 3 lightsabers, gang. The lightsabers, as you can see, are extremely popular. And yeah, that's just my loadout. I changed it for this one. But the lightsabers, as everyone knows, have multiple colors. Some of them being harder to unlock than others. Some of them requiring a dungeon clear, which... pain. For your information, the crossbow is the exotic from the dungeon, and I got that before I got the taken crystal for the dungeon, so that's pain. And all my friends have gotten tier 5s from the dungeon, while I've been stuck with tier 4s, so that's also good. I'm smiling on the outside, but I feel internal pain on the inside. But that's neither here or there. Anyways, back to the lightsaber talk. It's I want to say it's a good weapon, and it is to some degree. As much as I like it though, it's just not my cup of tea. Like if you're a Titan, maybe it'd be good, but I just don't like the lightsaber really. Like, it's cool and all, and I get what they're going for here. Well, lightsaber, practic blade. They're basically the same thing. They make the same noise. But yeah. The lightsaber has a bunch of customizations. Like, melee hits heal you. Throwing it, and based on the number of hits, it'll heal you based off of that. Like, you're about to... Okay. You might see it. You might see it. You'll probably see it at some point in the footage. But I'm not going to focus on it. It's like... There's so many other catalysts too. So obviously, some parts being locked behind the exotic mission with it. Other bits being locked behind the dungeon, and so on and so forth. Colors being locked behind just doing the new activities, which I find it to be pretty fun. Like, it's not a bad thing to have something be random RNG. In fact, I think I liked how the lightsaber was random RNG, but it's just, I know a lot of people that have either don't have, I know a couple people that either don't have it or had to go through hell to get one to drop. And for the record, I wasn't even really aiming for it, but I still got it in like my first day, which is extremely lucky, by the way. Like, you have no idea how lucky that is. I have friends that went like 2-3 days without seeing a drop for it, and then there's one friend that obviously just doesn't have it at all, which, yeah, they don't play with it too much. And now they won't know who I'm talking about. But yeah, obviously this hand cannon kind of sucks. Well, the spread shot hand cannon is good, but not in this content. Again, primary weapons kind of suck against sworded enemies or skulls enemies. Any enemy that's like 20 plus light levels over you, primary weapons are gonna suck against. Sorry, I burped. But primary weapons are gonna suck against any enemies that are 20 above, which makes it hard to justify using them. But they killed double specials, so. But yeah, the lightsabers, I don't know, because I think you'll probably see more of the lightsabers, obviously, in my content, because we have a dungeon. I have a dungeon video coming out Friday. You'll see it Friday, so you'll see it on the 16th, I believe. And you probably will see. I'm not making plans, but you should see a VOD next week. I'm just trying to think of. I'm just trying to think of like what I would actually upload next week, because obviously you'll see. Obviously, I want to put out a VOD But also I'm trying to think of what else, because I know Ventures comes out that week too. We'll see when I get to it. I'll probably make a post about it or something like that. I don't know. We'll see what I do. But anyways, back to lightsaber. It's pretty strong. Also, it has a class verb, so that means it scorches. Scorches if you're on Soul or Super. Weakens if you're on a Void. Jolts if you're on the Arc. I think slows or freezes if you're on Stasis. And then unravels on Strand. I'm not fully sure about the Darkness too. But I'm pretty sure on the light subclasses I'm right. Like I said, the lightsaber is obviously very powerful. One, because it's a special weapon and it kinda has to be. Two, because it's an exotic. And three, it's a promotional weapon, so obviously it's gonna be decently powerful. But there's also the case of running out of ammo with it, which it doesn't happen often, but when it does happen, as you can see, the lightsaber, the actual blade just disappears. Like, there's no blade. That's one of the coolest things I've ever seen D2 do, to be honest. That's such attention to detail that I can respect the hell out of. It's just so cool to see, to not have ammo and to see the blade just not active. So like, oh, I thought it was about to happen again, but definitely not. Also again, I might just have a compilation of just coin flips and then just upload it. Sure, here we go again. Yep, like you can see, no blade, no nothing. No blade, no sound, no nothing. Such a cool weapon, but at the same time, I think I like the SMG a little more, despite it being objectively weaker than the lightsaber, or Praxic Blade, as it's called. And then there's obviously other weapons, like the sniper that you've seen me constantly pull out, or the stasis hand cannon that I keep mentioning, or the hand cannon that I have currently, or I guess, and then there's the dungeon weapons obviously, but those are probably gonna be talked about in another video, maybe, if this video gets enough likes and support. But Renegades, so far for me, has been pretty fun. Like, granted, the upgraded weapons, which basically just have, they're basically shinies. They're basically either shiny Pokemon or the hollow foil weapons that are from years past. From literally the last event, which was Dawning. They're from that. They don't have a unique skin this time, but they have a unique perk that it does something with reload. I'm not fully sure what it, I'm pretty sure what it is that dealing damage allows for faster reloads, which on some weapons is extremely fucking overpowered. Like this sniper that you just saw me use, the hand cannon. Well, I don't think the hand cannon can get it. I'm pretty sure it's just the sniper. I'm pretty sure it's just renegade weapons that can get it. Meaning the SMG can get it, the hand cannon can get it. I'm not. Oh, lightsaber clutch. I think one thing I wish that the lightsabers had was Eager Edge. Because I just think it'd be purely funny. And then the moment you realize you have to take care of the objectives. Lightsaber save again. It's so weird to have a game like Destiny that has lightsabers. It's so weird. But at the same time, it's weird, but at the same time, it feels so natural. Although this will be another upload of me complaining about them not adding, not seasonal, but them not adding more exotic class item variety, which makes me still sad. I still genuinely think that's one of the coolest things that they've added to this game, and they have done nothing with it in 2 years, which makes me sad. Cause I want a reason to farm out exotic class items again, other than, oh, they're just slightly marginally better than they were before because we reintroduced them with exotics, and now you have to farm all your exotics because haha, we funny changed them a little bit. It's just annoying. I wish they had better solutions than just farming all your shit, which is gonna happen if there is a D3, so. And if there is a D3, you'll catch me there, probably, as long as this game goes well. But yeah, I'm using a heavy weapon against red bars. If that doesn't tell you that primary weapons kind of fucking suck, then I don't know what will. Abilities in this game mode are king and queen, obviously. Abilities, supers, and renegade abilities are king. Well, sorry. Abilities, supers, literally anything except for primary weapons are going to be your best option here for damage. If you're using a primary weapon in this game mode, it's probably not good. You're probably not going to have a good time. As much as I hate to say that, it's not exactly false. Just because of how... Oh, I tried to get blocking footage here of me deflecting bullets with the lightsabers, but I think I died because of it. And yeah, here I go dying. At least it's reflecting them, but here I go dying. Yep, there it goes. Because I was trying to show off. But yeah, like I've been saying, Renegades is good. Not in terms of like advancing the story too much, but like in terms of activity, replayability. I mean, I've already done this campaign on my Warlock, obviously, because I did it, as you'll see in the VOD, on Hunter. I started on Hunter, and I finished it on Hunter, which is what you'll probably see. You probably won't see, actually, but I did start it on Hunter, and you'll probably at least see that in the VOD. But generally, I'm having a lot more fun with this DLC than I did with Edge of Fate, which admittedly is a high bar to clear. Because sorry, not Renegades, but Edge of Fate fucking sucks. The problem with, I'm not even gonna get into that on second thought. I'm not even gonna get into that. That's a topic for a whole nother video. But regardless, Renegades is just fun for me. It's definitely a welcome change of pace. I wish more activities had these unique abilities that you could use. Obviously, portal activities probably never will because they don't want to put much effort into doing more portal activities, because why would they if people aren't even going to play them? But I just think Renegades is well, at least the activity is a good step in the right direction. With how unique it is, I genuinely wish Onslaught had like this whole other method of like unique abilities and such. But anyways, okay, yeah. Anyways, this is the end. This is the end of the video. I'm gonna end it here. In general, my thoughts on Renegades: it's a pretty good DLC. I wouldn't say it's an amazing one. It's not it's not Edge of Fate low, but it's not Final Shape high for me. It's about what I would expect from a middle of the line DLC. But regardless of that, I will see you guys next time. And always stay awesome, stay safe, and stay frosty out there. It's cold. I'll see you guys next time.
Alright, kicks done
Later.
and dusted. Gonna make some glimmer. Definitely made some enemies. Well, we'll see about friends.